Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 20th to 26th, 2024. This is a reading if you are Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, or have some other significant Taurus placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I do hope that this reading resonates with you. And similarly, if you are returning to this channel, welcome back. I hope that this, I hope that this is a good reading this week and that with the advice that I provide here is helpful to you. If you find that this reading doesn't really resonate with you, because remember, this is a general reading, so I'm going to take the broadest interpretation possible. And if I get specific messages, I will say them. They may or may not be for you. So if they're not for you or don't apply to your situation, you don't need to take them. But if you overall feel like this isn't the tone of your reading, and you may want to look at another aspect of your chart. So for instance, if you are Taurus Sun, you might want to look at the reading for whatever your moon sign or your rising sign is. Or if you're looking at love, you might want to look at your Venus placement. There's different things you can look at if you know what they are. Down in the description below, I have a link to my PayPal donation link, and thank you to those of you who have donated to me so much. I very much appreciate it. I also have a link to my coaching site, Transition Life Coaching. It's liminalreiki.com. But you can see a lot of the services I provide in terms of spiritual coaching and mentoring, as well as tarot, astrology, human design, and other things. And also my social media, which is links which are also down there for Instagram and Facebook. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Do subscribe if you like this channel. Hit the notification bell if you do, so you don't miss these videos, which usually come out on Mondays. And what was the other? I had one other thing I was going to say about that. Yes, like, subscribe, comment if you so choose. Let me know how I'm doing here. And yeah, so I think that's all of our business before we get started. I'm laying out the cards in advance now, totally just because to save a little bit of time, although I still seem to be running very long on these readings. I'm doing a horoscope spread that's based on the houses of astrology. My main deck that I use is the Chthonia deck, which is Egyptian system, and I clarify with tarot deck. This week we are using the Tarot Classic deck, and which is also it's a version of the Tarot of Marseille. And our oracle this week, which I'm actually going to be reading from the book for each of these, just because there's so much to it, is the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle by Meijing Liu. Okay. So with all that, let's get started. Okay, so first house for you, Aries energy. This is about your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how you want to be seen. Okay, so we got Anubis with the Emperor. So Anubis, you may be kind of protecting yourself a little bit this week, Taurus. You may be in a position where maybe you feel like you have to be a little bit diplomatic, where you have to negotiate. Emperor certainly shows being in charge, being a leader. So you're definitely carrying this energy. This is very strong Aries energy in the Aries house. So I feel like you are most definitely coming across as somebody who, who's in control and has it together. Anubis has to do with not only protecting oneself, but also, again, there's this art of negotiation. And Anubis can come up to when we're handling things with a bit of a sense of humor as well. So yeah, so that's definitely coming across very strongly this week, Taurus. Now in your own house, which is Taurus energy, this has to do with second house. This has to do with money, finance, your possessions, what you value. You have fire with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so fire seems to indicate, well, there could be an inspiration here, okay, or a situation that is enduring or ongoing, okay. But it can also indicate like kind of figuring out what the difficulties are and, burning up the rubbish, so to speak, trying to resolve a problem, being inspired to find a answer to a problem perhaps that is financial in nature. If you've been feeling stuck financially lately, and I think in your readings I've been seeing a little bit of like money flowing in and out, this is good because this may show a little bit more endurance financially and also the ability to, again, maybe get rid of expenses that you don't need, solve problems. Again, there's a strong inspiration element here. Now you have it with the Wheel of Fortune, so this indicates a change in fortune. So if things have not been great, this is a good card because it indicates that the wheel is turning in your favor, and you may be able to have this kind of enduring situation. Now, you're being a Taurus. You are definitely somebody who likes stability, security, and knowing where the next check is. Your sign has also been, depending on how you look at it, enhanced, affected, or afflicted by the planet Uranus. And Uranus is about spontaneity. It literally comes in and mucks everything up. Whatever your nice, neat, orderly system is, it has probably thrown everything to the wind. Certainly if you have a Taurus sun. So, but even if you have another Taurus aspect, Uranus has been in Taurus for some time, and so you may actually be in a situation where your security has been kind of tumbled around, turned upside down. Maybe you've made some big changes and decisions, and so this seems to indicate a turn in your favor. I feel like this is actually a good turn, where you may have a situation where you're able to either, like I said, either get inspiration or resolve things, debts and things perhaps that you don't that you need to get rid of. Okay, third house is Gemini energy. Gemini is about communications, messages. If you're in your own business, this is the house of self-effort. It's ruled by the sign of Mercury, so it has to do with anything having to do with technology, travel, particularly short-term travel, or I only say short-term, really short-distance travel is what I mean to say there, and also has to do with brother-sister relationships, if that applies. So you have the Five of Swords with Sphinx. Okay, so it's funny, I just got this card in the same position for Aries, so it's kind of interesting. Because Five of Swords can indicate a self-defeating kind of a situation. It could indicate a situation where there's some kind of jealousy, or just a sense of feeling defeated about something. And it's connected, and weirdly, they had it connected with Nephthys. You have it connected with Sphinx. So Sphinx may have to do with either secrecy, something you don't know about, something going on behind the scenes, or somebody just staying quiet, maybe. Maybe you feel like breadcrumbed or ghosted a little bit, like you don't feel like maybe somebody is, or maybe somebody's not telling you everything, because there's an element of secrecy. But I feel more like this is a piece of advice. Like Sphinx usually shows up when the response to something is, rather than get discouraged, wait and see what's happening here. Okay? So there's a strong wait and see energy. Now maybe you're, like I said, maybe you're waiting for a message that you haven't gotten yet. But yeah, there's definitely this sense here that you may be feeling a bit limited or defeated, but I feel like it's saying don't feel limited and defeated. There's wait and see what's going to happen. Okay, because I feel like there's missing information, or there's just something, there's a piece to some kind of puzzle. Now, whether this is connected to your business, or whether it's connected to messages that you've been waiting for, or maybe even a sibling relationship, I don't know. Again, it may be different for everybody, but this is definitely saying, whatever this is, I wouldn't accept defeat yet. I would just say wait and see what's going on here. Okay, maybe we'll see more what that's about as we move through this. Okay, fourth house is Cancer energy. This has to do with your home, can have to do with your family, and also your sense of security, and sometimes with the mother. Okay, so we have Winged Disc and the Chariot. Chariot is Cancer energy. Winged Disc is the Sun Disc, so there's a strong Leo component here. This is great, and what's weird also is that Aries also got this here in this particular position. So this is either something to do either with the family, or something connected perhaps to your home or your sense of security. There's a sense of overcoming difficulties, okay? But the Chariot to me is a card of movement. So if Taurus, if moving has been on your mind, okay, if you have been thinking about moving or relocating, this is definitely a good sign that you're going to be able to do that, because the Chariot definitely indicates it's a fast-moving card. It can also just mean fast-moving change that is going to bring some kind of success. Now, the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is showing up over here in your money house suggests to me that, yeah, there could be a situation that's going to move along very quickly. This could involve you moving or changing residence. Does not have to, okay? Because the Chariot can just mean, like, especially with the Emperor in the first house, getting control of your chariot, so to speak. Like being able to, there could be, I feel like there may be travels or trips in connection with this, but there definitely seems to be this sense of getting things under control, and yeah, being able to to successfully negotiate a particular situation. And with the wing disc, there's definitely an aura of success here. I think what's coming into my mind here too is maybe if some of you work from home, this could be connected to that as well. Maybe there's going to be success there. Although if you do work from home, maybe there is going to be some travel involved. So again, take this as it resonates, but there's definitely a strong sense of things moving fast and problems being solved. You have a lot here about problems being solved, and you've got you've got three major arcana so far. You've got the Emperor, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, and then you've got the Chariot. Now, major arcana, if you're not familiar, has the minor arcana cards, like the number cards like this, those have to do with things that are a little more variable. When you have a lot of major arcana, this indicates major shifts and changes, more like changes that happen to you rather than changes that you initiate. Okay, so this is more about what's coming to you rather than, they could be connected to what you're putting out, but there's definitely a strong sense here that you are, that there's changes coming in that are just, this is what's naturally going to flow to you, and then you would take whatever that is and you will be able to work with that. But I'm definitely, so far, I'm seeing a very, very strong sense of leadership and having control of things, having good news with your finances, having control of your home situation, whether this is about your physical home or whether this is about a family situation. Or just your sense of security. So this here in the third house is a little bit of an aberration. So again, I don't know if this has to do with a business thing or some kind of communication, but again, I'm sure as we go on, we will see how all this fits together. But so far, things actually look quite good for you. Okay, fifth house. This is about creativity, love affairs, children, recreation and leisure. Okay. So you will have to decide which element of this house applies to you, whether this has to do with a project or creative project you're working on. This could be something you do creatively or artistically for yourself. It could be something that you're doing for work for somebody. Again, that aspect of it may or may not resonate. If you are single and looking for love, and we talk about love affairs, this could be about your prospects. Maybe if you are interested in somebody, maybe it's going to talk about your prospects with that person or your prospects for a love affair more generally. And if you're in a dating relationship, this may be about that as well. And of course, lastly, if you have children, this could apply to a child, whether it's your own child or just another, it could be a niece, nephew, somebody significant in your life. There's definitely or just a child who for some reason is strongly attached to you, whether they're your child or not. Okay, so anyway, with that all out of the way, we have Lotus with the Nine of Cups. So this is great. Nine of Cups is a wish card. So if there is a love that you have been wishing for, then Nine of Cups definitely indicates, it definitely bodes well. Let's put it that way. You have Lotus. So Lotus usually shows up when there's been some anxiety and a need to calm the mind. For some of you, I'm wondering if this third house is that maybe there's some jealousy there. Maybe you're thinking the fact that you haven't heard from somebody, that maybe you feel like, I'm going to be defeated in this. But if this has to do with a love affair, and I don't know that it does, okay? It may not be for everybody, but if it does, then this is saying, no, things are actually really, really great, and you don't need to worry, okay? Now, if this has to do with a situation with a child or with a project, the message is really the same. Something is going to go really, really awesomely well. This has to do a lot, Nine of Cups has a lot to do with satisfaction. In this house, it could indicate even going out and going out and partying, having a few drinks, because that is the element of this card. And it is the house of recreation. But basically, it just seems to be saying you're going to get your wish in something, so don't worry. So take it as it resonates in terms of what it connects to. Sixth house is Virgo energy. So Virgo is your health. Has to do with a job or service, anything you're doing. And also, this is the house that has to do with worries and anxieties that we might have. And also potentially with pets. So again, you decide which of those it applies to in your case. But we have Urias. Okay, so Urias indicates something unexpected here. If this is connected to a job, or to a health situation, Urias, or a worry, really. Urias often has to do with that which is unexpected or not what it appears to be. So, and my experience with Urias is that it doesn't, because this can be a card of hidden enemies and things like that, but when I see it show up, unless I see it show up in the house of hidden enemies, I don't take it that way. I feel like Urias is saying here that something is not what it appears to be, and I feel like this only shows up when it's better than what it appears to be. Like, there still could be some obstacles and things, but let's just say you're looking at a situation, let's just say this Five of Swords is you feeling defeated about something, like, oh, this thing I'm doing, oh, I didn't get the message I was waiting for, this is a failure. And this would be saying, no, there's some piece that you don't have here, and that does fit in with Sphinx over here. There's some piece of something that you don't have. So this could be something you're worried about. It could be connected to a job, but there's, or perhaps a health situation even. But see, we have it with the Ace of Cups. And to me, the Ace of Cups, this can actually be new love for somebody. So whether this is somebody that you're working with, okay, because this is the house of service, whether there's love coming in there, or whether this is just a worry about something. The fact that the Nine of Cups is next door, I feel like there could be some worries about love or about a lover for some of you. Maybe because you're not hearing from this person, or something is going on where maybe you're feeling like you're limited or cut off. And this is saying, no, something's not what it appears to be. In fact, it almost looks like there's some kind of a new start coming. Ace of Cups usually brings new love. Okay, now if you're saying, well, there's no love thing going on in my life, well, then there certainly seems to be something connected to a work or a project or something like that, or something that you've been concerned about that's going to bring something very emotionally satisfying, and it's going to be something you're not going to see coming, okay? Because Urias indicates it's not something on your radar or something that you know about. When you find out about it, you might go, oh, but, right now you don't know. There's definitely a sense of things you don't know. And overall, we have Nepothys too. When you get to that, but that's also a card of you don't have all the information yet. Okay. Seventh house. This is Libra energy. So yeah, this would be long-term partnerships, legal partnerships, commitment, any kind of commitment or legal commitment. So a marriage, a business partnership, any kind of contractual relationship with someone, that would be covered by this house. So if you are dating someone or single and looking for someone, and you're looking at your prospects of marriage, that would also be part of this house. So you have Bast. So Bast is the happiness card. Bast is also a card about liking to have attention, okay? And we have it with the Seven of Swords. Okay, so here's another element. I want to see if you have the Page of Swords here. You don't have the Page of Swords, but you do have the Seven of Swords. And it's funny because this is a card of negotiation, and you have it directly across from the first house where you have Anubis, which is also a card of negotiation. So I feel like there's some kind of relationship where you feel like you've had to proceed, with diplomacy and tact and not rush things, not move ahead too fast. But I also feel like it's a situation where you want some attention, okay? Maybe that's why you've got the Five of Swords over here. Maybe there's somebody who you feel like, you're not hearing from, or maybe you feel like they're, I guess, breadcrumbing you or whatever. But because I think what this is saying, this is definitely a very social and a very happy card. Certainly for a partnership, Bast in the seventh house bodes very well for a long-term partnership, okay? And the fact that you have the Nine of Cups here and the Ace of Cups here, if love is a concern of yours watching this reading, I feel like this is going to turn out really, really well. Seven of Swords, yeah, if it's not about negotiation, it's definitely about the idea that someone has not told you everything. Something's going on behind the scenes. There could be some sabotage, either from the outside or you doing it to yourself. There could be messages that are connected to sabotage. I don't know, but there's some kind of an energy here of, and also potentially of watching. I feel like the Seven of Swords has kind of like a sneaky energy to it. So it could be you watching somebody else. It could be them watching you. But yeah, there's a strong element in this reading of something connected to a relationship that's not as it appears to be. Either a relationship, whether it be a business working relationship or a romantic one, although this seems to be leaning more towards romance, but it doesn't have to be. There definitely seems to be a situation where you are feeling perhaps defeated in something. Maybe you're sabotaging yourself in something, but I feel like things are much better than what you think they are. because there's some information that you're not getting the big picture. And I think you are going to get the big picture. But as of right now, it's like you have to wait and see how certain things are going to play out. Okay, let's look at the 8th house. This is Scorpio energy. So this is a house of transformation. Transformation, so, changes the bigger picture, I guess you could say, in terms of the flow of change. It does sometimes have to do with some more esoteric matters, sexual matters, life, death matters, and also other people's money. Now we have Sirius with the 3 of Wands. So 3 of Wands is about energy you've been putting out and you're waiting to see what's going to manifest. And so, yeah, certainly any action you take right now, Taurus, even if you end up working on something that, say, doesn't go anywhere, okay? Nonetheless, putting energy into something, even if in the end it doesn't prove to be the right thing, if it's a step towards what you want, it's the right thing to do. Even if it doesn't end up being the thing that gets you where you want to go, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I mean, I feel like as long as you are kind of taking steps, showing the universe here that you are taking steps, the universe is going to take you to where you need to go. Now, Sirius can indicate taking the rough with the smooth a little bit. There could be a focus on physical things, physical matters, so exercise, stuff like that, might be an element here. There could be sexually, there could be a physical attraction with somebody. But I feel like, Sirius in this house, I feel more broadly has to do with thinking outside the box a little bit, stretching. I mean, yeah, there's definitely, these are both definitely cards of expansion. This is kind of like what putting it out there, waiting for that ship to come in. And this is about trying to think about things differently or more broadly. This is a very strongly Aquarian card, and in the 8th house, some of you might have the 8th house in Aquarius, depending on your chart. But this definitely seems to be this strong energy of expanding your horizons in some fashion. And indeed, these cards that we're seeing here in the beginning, especially with the Chariot, does seem to indicate that you may literally expand your horizons. You might move or take a trip or do something that is going to broaden your way of thinking about something. So I feel like, yeah, you may be struggling with a few things lately, or you may have been, Taurus, but I feel like this is saying, there's this sense of being able to take the rough with the smooth. There's a strong strength energy to this card, and of being able to, having a little bit of maybe physical or mental gymnastics here, maybe mental gymnastics in this case, that will help you see the bigger picture. And yeah, you're definitely working on manifesting. And speaking of, in the 9th house, we have Thoth with the Magician, because Magician, yeah, this is definitely about manifesting. So if you are looking to go on a long journey, because this is the house of long journeys, higher education, deeper thinking, religious institutions, that is all connected here. And so while neither one of these is particularly a card of travel, the Magician, just like I said with the 3 of Wands, is definitely a card of making something happen. Now, Thoth definitely has a strong educational component to it. So, and a strong writing component. So maybe some of you are writing something, maybe you're doing academic papers or writing or something. I don't know. Could be true for some of you. Or there just could be something connected to higher ed here with Thoth. Thoth can also have to do with legal matters too, and this house does govern that as well. So I don't know. There definitely seems to be here that with the Magician that you are. Yeah, there definitely seems to be this of taking action and trying to manifest something. We are at the beginning of trying to make something happen. Thoth can also have to do with timing. So if you feel that, education doesn't apply here, I'm not writing anything, that kind of stuff, then I feel like this is more of a card. Again, with this Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like this is the right time for something. It could be the right time for a long journey or a move. That's possible, doesn't have to be, but there definitely seems to be this, in this house, I feel like there's something that's your horizons are going to be expanded. I think whether you're looking to do that or not, I feel like there's just something happening, but I do feel like you are taking action towards something. And this action that you're taking is going to be, this is going to expand your horizons in some way, whether it's going to teach you something new, give you a new belief system, or whether it's literally going to involve travel or a move. So take it as it resonates here. Okay, so 10th house, Capricorn energy. This is about your career, fame, reputation, and wow, okay. This is a pretty clear thing. You've got a Knight of Cups with Earth. So there is some kind of an invitation that's going to make money, or at least is going to give you a solid foundation or help you to build something. But I feel like, because Earth can have to do with what you're planting and what you're growing. But this is Capricorn, Saturn energy, but also Earth energy in this house. And you have the Earth card. So this is very good. To me, this would be about money coming in connection with a career. And with Knight of Cups, it seems like there's going to be an invitation or opportunity connection to your career. Now, Knight of Cups, to me, this is a person usually, and this has a very strong emotional component. Knight of Cups often has to do with love, and I would not necessarily mention it in the 10th house, except that down in your 6th house, which is also connected to your work, you've got this Ace of Cups. So there could be an unexpected invitation that maybe is connected to both career and love. I don't know. That might be true of some of you. So see if that resonates. If it doesn't, then certainly there does seem to be some kind of an invitation or offer. Maybe some of you are going to be offered a new job that makes more money. I don't know. Take it as it resonates, but there definitely seems to be money coming in connection with your career. And definitely it seems like opportunity as well. So that's a very good thing. Okay, let's look at the 11th house. This is Aquarius energy. This is your friendships, social networks, your goals, your destiny. Okay, Buckle of Isis with the High Priestess. Okay, so I think we now have I would use the word trifecta, but it's not a trifecta because that would be only 3. I think we've got just about every card of hidden stuff you're gonna find out. Okay, because you've got Sphinx, you've got Urias. You do have in tarot, you have the 7 of Swords. You have Nephthys in the center, which we haven't gotten to yet, and now you've got the High Priestess, which is the other one in tarot. This is the card of what's being unveiled, what needs to be revealed, what we don't know yet. And the Buckle of Isis suggests growth with a sacrifice, okay? So or fidelity. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this is where you're finding out who your friends are. But I also feel like the Buckle of Isis has to do with efforts you've been making towards your destiny. Again, we got Magician energy. We got 3 of Wands energy. Buckle of Isis is about the efforts you're putting into something, and Sirius energy too, actually. Efforts you're putting into something being rewarded, okay? Like you putting in work and wanting to know there's going to be fruits of your labor. And this says, yes, you're going to be coming to the fruits of your labor. But with High Priestess, again, there seems to be some element here that's hidden or that's unknown. There is a very strong element here. And in fact, over here in this house too, Bastet, one of the things this has to do with is intuitive knowing as well. So it could be that in a situation where you're not really sure, this may be saying, follow your intuitive knowing here. So yeah, so you've got this High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like, there's something that's going to be revealed. And again, this seems to be in connection with being rewarded for something, okay? Whether being rewarded for loyalty or whether just something you've put a lot of effort into is now getting ready to bear fruit. But there's a lot here. There's a lot of anticipatory energy in this reading. Let's look at the 12th house. This is Pisces. This is what you're afraid of. This is what's hidden. Or maybe what you're not showing to people. Okay, so you have Ankh with the 3 of Swords, which is interesting because these are quite opposite, because Ankh definitely has to do with love. 3 of Swords has to do with separation and sorrow and loss. So I feel like, okay, for some of you, Taurus, you maybe have concerns about love. I mean, we do see some anxiety about love here. This could potentially have to do with love over here. We do have the 7 of Swords. I don't know what's going on energy. So I think there could be a fear here that love is going to be lost, that there's going to be a separation. But this is showing up in the house of fear. And again, the fact that this is showing up with the Ankh, I mean, Ankh to me in the 12th house is something much more profound. I feel like there's something happening on a very profound level here, something life-changing. And to see it with the 3 of Swords, I feel like if there is a separation or a loss, there may be certain relationships or certain changes that are occurring. But I feel like I don't know. I feel more like this has to do with a past loss. This could have been a breakup in the past. So yeah, if you are concerned about losing love, maybe maybe there's certain things here that you're saying, oh, I haven't heard from this person, this hasn't happened, this is going to fail, I'm going to be sorrowful again, I'm going to lose something. But I don't really feel like that's what's going on here. There's definitely this strong energy of, something is not what it appears to be. I feel like you may be being held back by old fears about love, or maybe even just fear. You may be isolating yourself. This could also just be a fear of, getting out there and enjoying life. Maybe you've been too burdened by certain problems and saying, oh, I don't know how I'm going to, alleviate my burdens. Or I'm going it alone in some way, but I don't feel that you are going it alone. Okay. I do feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be Three of Swords more positively. It's a card of sorrow, but it is a card of, something that has ended, that had ended, and now the healing process is beginning. So I think unconsciously you are healing from heartache, and that we are moving towards this, because everything here does not suggest a lack of love or a loss of love. I feel like there's a perception. I feel like maybe there's communications that are not happening here that are making you feel like there's a loss of love, but this is saying no. Now, overall, you have Nepothys with the Knight of Swords. Yeah, and the Knight of Swords is that mental energy that rushes in too quickly. So this is saying think, look before you leap, don't jump to conclusions, okay? I have a feeling you may be jumping to a negative conclusion about something, because maybe you're not seeing something right now. But Nepothys would be saying you don't have all the information yet. Yeah, there's definitely the sense that something is around the corner here. And truthfully, what's coming into my mind with the Knight of Swords, I feel like what's around the corner may just be coming very, very quickly. Because the Knight of Swords kind of is an energy that comes rushing in all of the sudden. And, you do have this Chariot energy of rushing in right underneath. This is the fastest card in the deck, in the tarot deck. So, I don't know, Taurus. I feel like you're waiting for something. I feel like you don't have all the information. But I feel like whatever's coming to you is coming very, very fast. So, and I feel like overall you do have very good control of a particular situation. I mean, you seem to have, in spite of changes, you seem to have a very good grasp of your own sense of security and who you are and how you're presenting yourself. So that's all good. Now let's just see what the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle has to say for you. So, okay. So what do we have for Taurus? Okay, wow. Your card, Taurus, is the Abundance card. Okay. So I'm going to read to you what that says from the booklet. And forgive me, I have to actually use a light because the print on this in this book, this is a really excellent book, and I feel like it's important to read the whole thing. I know what the general meaning of the card is, but I feel like you get more if I actually read this. But I am so unable to, with the lighting in my house in general, it's so hard for me to actually see these. So this is how I need to make sure I can read it. Okay. This is the card of the Queen Mother that describes abundance, resourcefulness, prosperity, success, family, children, and beloved animals. The Queen Mother is the supreme female deity. While her unconditional love and caring for mankind is blunt and unyielding, she wields her authority like a strict mother or guardian to bring stability to your world. Wang Mu's power will awaken a sense of intuition, encouraging your true potential to reveal itself and allowing your calling for a higher purpose to become clear to you. The inner voice you have been hearing is her gentle push for you to move on to realize your dreams. Wang Mu's unyielding power will assist in manifesting your wishes and guiding you to whatever your heart wants to do. She ensures that all will be well. Okay. This is a yes card. It doesn't matter what situation you're facing. You will get there. Nothing will stop you. She will remove any obstacles and negative energies for you to achieve. Unlike Hong Ming, who is manifesting himself and perhaps does it for you, Wang Mu pushes you to and makes sure you can be successful. You do your share and she will do hers to make things happen and bring your efforts to fruition. Yeah, remember what I'm saying here about any effort you put forward to manifest will manifest something? Wang Mu is a driving force urging you to get where you want to be. She is a doer, easing your pains by action, healing your physical body, and helping you to organize and prioritize one thing at a time. She supports any project that shows effort and vision, but beware, she is ruthless. She doesn't have patience for laziness, procrastination, or finding excuses not to try your best. Tuck your emotions away, get things done, and be realistic. The Queen Mother's protection is directly related to physical nourishment like energy, work, exercise, uninterrupted sleep, responsible diet, and a strong metabolism. Now is the time to bear new life or new ideas. Follow the urge to live a healthy lifestyle, especially when you play the role of Queen Mother to those whom you love. Abundance is approaching along with success. Bring the family together to savor peace and harmony, especially at a time of harvest. Be generous to others. The cycle of giving and receiving is divinely orchestrated. The more you give, the more you'll receive. It's also a time to nurture yourself and bring the elements of nature close to you, including oceans, forests, mountains, wide open fields, rocks, and minerals. Replenish your energy, focus on your ambitions, and remain grounded. Delegate your work to others. Look at the big picture. Allow the people who work for you to take responsibility. There is no need to micromanage. Okay, so yeah, excellent card. Okay, I think this is a really excellent reading for you this week, Taurus. I feel like everything's going well. Financially, everything's looking good. Stuff's looking good with your home, your sense of security. You've got things together. But definitely you want to put energy out there because what you do will come back to you. This is an energy of manifesting what it is that you want. It does seem like there's something around relationships that looks a bit unsure right now, but it's because I think you don't have all the information yet. So, and the information you don't have actually looks like something that it will surprise you in the sense that it's going to be much better than you think. So that's it for you this week, Taurus. I hope this was helpful. And if you found this video helpful, definitely do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you choose. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. And we'll see you in the next one.